Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. Chike, you hold it down solo. Adam's out tonight.
All right. This is what we do.
What did you see?
What did I see? Oh, yeah. So did you see Straw?
I did.
Because I know you're a Tyler Perry person. So
I
we could
watched.
start off with that.
Okay, good.
So I thought it was cool. Straw, written, directed, produced, Tyler Perry, Taraji P. Henson, Sherry Shepard, Tiana Taylor. I thought that it was very emotional. I
Mhm.
thought that it was a good movie, but there was something about it that was just I can't really put my finger on it. It wasn't the regular format of Tyler Perry's regular films.
Right.
It was better, but it still agitated me slightly. I cannot figure out what it was that was the agitation, but I thought it was an overall good movie. But the ups and downs and the ins and outs and the roundabouts, it took you on a roller coaster.
Yeah.
I thought the concept was great of the twist and how it ended. Um, I can't say that I highly recommend it, but if you are a Tyler Perry fan, then you probably would really like this movie. I just thought that it was slightly different than his other stuff, so I was impressed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched it Saturday, like Saturday afternoon. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
check this out. I didn't think I was gonna like it, but I actually did like it. And
Okay.
I saw a lot of negative feedback online even before the movie came out, just after the trailer saying they're sick of seeing black women suffering, et cetera, et cetera. But my
Mm-hmm.
takeaway from the movie was, and I don't know why, the older I get, I become so emotional in these movies. I don't know why. But my takeaway was what I really liked about the movie was the fact that you had three women, Tiana Taylor, Sherry Shepard, Taraji, from different walks of life, and how they all, in a sense, kind of bonded to protect Taraji. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I like
Yeah.
that. I thought that was very special. But yeah, the we won't give it away, but that the surprise ending definitely uh,
Yeah.
shed some light. And even when Sherry's character confirmed that she already knew, I won't say what
Mm-hmm.
she already knew.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, but I agree with you. It wasn't not definitely a typical Tyler Perry movie. Um,
Mm-hmm.
they've all been very proud of it. It's number one on Netflix. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Yeah, they asked him what does he say to the backlash about, showing black women struggling. He said, I'm telling the stories of my aunts, my mom's friends. I'm telling the
Mm-hmm.
community I grew in. But I really believe that character, Taraji's character, could have been anybody. It could have been a black man, a white woman. I'm, just going through that and to get to that point where she got to.
You know what it reminded me of? It
Hmm.
reminded me of there was a movie that Michael Douglas did once. It was called Falling Down,
Hmm.
where he was just oppressed by life and
Yeah.
he had an incident where he lost it.
Right.
And what I will say about this Straw film is that it was a beautiful depiction of people being sympathetic to the human condition.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even the older lady, remember the one teller she was very irritated because she was still
Yeah.
here. And the older
Yep.
woman, how can you not listen to this story and
Hmm.
said and not feel something?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. What else did you see?
So I saw The Accountant 2 with Ben Affleck, John Bernthal, and Daniela Pineda. Um, so if you saw The Accountant 1, this movie picks up 8 years post the first movie. And the brothers haven't seen each other technically since they were together in the first movie. And the same was it the Treasury FBI Treasury agent is in this, but actually both of the agents are in the second movie, and there's a plot that unravels, and of course they need the accountant's help, but the accountant also needs help, and he actually enlists his brother to help him. If you know anything about the accountant, the first one, you know that when him and the brother get together, there's some type of the drama that happens. I thought that it was well done. I think that to me, when Ben Affleck steps out there and he creates these films, I think that he doesn't really miss. I think the only movie that I know of his where he missed was Geely, the one that he
Mhm.
did with his ex-wife.
Yeah,
I didn't really care for that one too much. But Ben Affleck, he's a solid filmmaker. And me being the film buff that I am, I kind of like dug in and looked and saw that uh him and his buddy Matt Damon were both producers of this film, so they're still rocking all these years later creating these good films,
yeah,
and they started out together. So it's good to see that they're still together doing the thing that they love to do, and how they came into the game together, they're still doing it. I
yeah,
highly recommend it. It is streaming on Amazon Prime, even though it just came out in the theaters. um, I don't know necessarily if I would have went to the movies to see it, because I don't even think I saw the first one in the theater. I think
mm,
this is a good streaming film. It's a good it's a good film, period. But I think that it's a good something to get into on a night when you feel like just watching a movie. It's very
yeah,
entertaining. I hope that he continues this storyline, because I think that it's great. It shines a light on people with autism, and it gives you an insight as to how they function
yeah,
and what their strengths and their weaknesses are. And you can actually see the character, Ben Affleck's character in this movie, his growth, because because in the first movie it goes through his childhood, so you get to see him grow from his childhood and his adulthood in the first movie, and then from the first movie to the second movie you see his growth as a person, because he's having a lot more personal human interaction. So
okay,
I definitely would like to see them do more and expound on this character and some adventure. Yeah.
nice.
And the last film that I saw is a documentary. It's called Untold Shooting Guards, and it explores the incident in the locker room with NBA stars Gilbert Arenas and Jarvis Crittington. It was that big incident where the guns were pulled out in the locker room, and it was over a bet,
Mm,
and a lot of machismo, and someone could have got hurt. The authorities were called, and people went to jail. I thought it was very interesting, and they profiled both players. They went all the way back to their childhood, and they did basically an expose on how did these people get to this place when they had everything in the world at their feet. And it was just pretty interesting how they both were from different backgrounds. They both had different trials and errors in life, and how they overcome them, but how those trials and errors also pulled them back in for them to wind up in the situation that they were in, to be NBA stars in a locker room in the NBA,
right.
acting ghetto, pulling guns out.
Mm.
So I highly recommend it. That was pretty good. It was interesting. It's educational.
Okay. Anything coming down
So
the pipeline?
that, not that I can think of right now.
Mm,
Um, I'm still waiting to see what my Marvel. I'm hoping that they'll get it together.
yeah.
Um, yeah, I'm hoping that they'll bring something that I'm willing to get enthralled with
Mm,
again.
yeah. I saw a trailer today for a movie that's coming out on Amazon Prime, August 6th, I believe, and it's with Eddie Murphy, Kiki Palmer, Pete Davidson, and Eva Longoria. It's called The Pickup, and that looks like it's going to be really good.
Yeah, I tell you what, I am looking for though. I am looking for the Old Guard.
Mm,
That movie is one of the films that had me thinking about it after I finished watching it.
mm,
And in my mind, I was fantasizing about what the sequel could be or would be. Because at
yeah,
that time, we didn't know if there was going to be a sequel or not. It did end like it was going to be, and we were hoping that it was. But now that it's a reality, I'm anxious to see it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you always. Let us know what to spend our time and money on, and we'll right back after this.